So today we will be setting up a database on Microsoft Access using the data dictionary provided to you here, which is for the cars database. We have got two tables in this database. The first table is the parent table, which is the registered owner. And you've got the child table, which is the vehicle table. And the relationship between these two tables is that one registered owner can own one or more cars over the course of that person's lifetime. And down here, you can see that you have two tables, registered owner and vehicle. So underneath the registered owner are these fields here, and the data type and data size for each field. Also, you can see that some of these fields contain rules of validation. So for example here, the title can be a Mr., Mrs., a Miss, a doctor, and so on. So we're going to set these as a combo box when we come to set up the database. And then for family name, you can allow to use letters from A to Z, either upper or lowercase, and the same for the first name field. And then down here, you've got the vehicle table, and underneath the vehicle table is the details of the field names for the vehicle table. And again, you can see here that there are some rules and validation for some of the fields on here. So to begin with, we're going to fire up Microsoft Access, and we're going to create a brand new database using a blank option. And we're going to call this cars. That's great. So we're going to need to be in the design view to start creating our tables. So the first table that we are going to create is the registered owner. So we change this to design view and we give this a name. Now we can start adding the field names. Now the license number is going to be our primary field, and therefore we're going to indicate that this is our primary key using the PK, and also we have the key symbol here as well. So now we're going to change the data type for each field. The first field needs to be changed to short text, and we're going to set the size to 15. And same as down here, the owner title is changed to 10. And for the date of birth field, that needs to be changed to date time. And we can change the format of how the date time could look by selecting any of these from the list. So for the date of birth, I'm going to select medium date. Now going back to the owner title, as you can see on the data dictionary here, that the owner title is a combo box and consists of a drop-down list of these possible values. So to do that, we go to lookup and we select combo box. And we're going to select value list. And in the row source, we're going to type in our values, separated by semicolons. And that's it for now. And we're going to view to see what our table looks like in datasheet view. How do I save? So now you can see here that in the owner title, we have got a possible list of these values. Okay. So that's our first table completed. We are now going to create the vehicle table. So we go to create and we select table design view. So we're going to need to be we are currently in the design view. So we can start adding our fields. And the registration is going to be our primary key field. And to do that, we select this icon here to indicate that this is going to be our primary key. Now, because this is a child table, we are going to need to include the foreign key. And the foreign key is ultimately the primary key of the parent table, which is the license number. And I'll come back to this and explain this in more detail in a bit once I've created the second table. So we now need to set the data type for each field. The registration needs to be text and the size is 7. Now the license number is a foreign key. So to set this to make this a foreign key, what we need to remember to do is it has to have the same data type as its primary on the primary table. So just going back to registered owner, it was a text and it was 15 characters. So that needs to be the same, short text and 15 characters. Date registration, that needs to be set to date time, and we are going to select short date. And that's it for now. So we're going to need to save this table. So what we do is we press save. And the name of the table is vehicle. Right. So now we have created two tables. What we're going to do is we are going to link them. So we're just going to close all. And we go to database tools, relationship. We add both tables. And the registered owner is the primary table, the parent table, and the vehicle is a child table. So just to remind you of the relationship that we had on our ERD here. So that's what we're going to replicate now. So what we do, we just simply click on the license number PK, and then drag it and then drop it on top of the license number FK over here. And we need to select Enforce Referential Integrity, Cascade Update, and Cascade Delete. And the relationship type here we have is a one-to-many. The reason that we need to select these options is because if we were to update any details on either of the table, the data will be updated on both tables and not just one or the other. This gives us what we call consistency within our database. So we just press create. This indicate is a one to infinity or one to many relationship between these two tables. So we can press close and press save. So when we go back to our tables, so let's start with the first table, we can start adding details into the table.